Hi, everybody. Okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My dogs will not leave me alone this morning. They're like, why are you at this machine? This is weird. I feel like my camera's crooked. Just a second. Let's adjust that. There we go. Is that straighter? Yeah, that's better. Sorry, I have a frog in my throat. What? You guys, look at this dog down here. Do you see her? She's just staring at me and I don't know why. What do you need? What do you need? I don't know what to get you, honey. Okay, sorry. Anyways, welcome to Quilt Block of the Month. We are at March. So we are doing our third one. I'm really excited. Hi, Natalie. I might need you to moderate, Natalie. Will you be able to do that? Two of my moderators are, and Sarah's here. Yay. Two of my moderators are at a show in Florida today. So hopefully they're going to have lots of success there. I'm really excited for them. Yeah, Brooke, you know, I was eating my breakfast sandwich and I think she's just expecting me to give it to her, but I already ate it. I don't know what is your deal? Okay, go lay down. You were thinking of going on Saturday. Yay. You should go support all of the little shops. I think that would be fabulous. So we are on March Quilt Block and it's really cute. I think you guys will like it. So we have done 2 other designs so far. Our very first one was just a simple 9-patch quilt block. Very cute. February's, we changed it up a little bit. We did some half squares in there. Very cute. And then this month, we are doing more half squares, but we're doing it just a little bit differently. So we're doing all of these half squares, and then only the center is a full one color. So that's cute, right? I like it a lot. I like the shape it makes. I'm sure there's a name. I'm sure there's a name for this design, but Susan and I didn't know what it was called. So if anybody knows the name for this design, let me know. I really like it. I think it turned out cute. So we're going to do this one today. I have my fabrics all cut out. So I did put in the description the sizes you'll need. So you will need 1 square. And I think, you know, something that is different from, hey, get out of my trash. Go away. Go. Go. I'm not giving you any food. She was ready to jump in my trash. Sorry, guys. Oh, I must have thrown away a little bit of a sandwich in there. Jeez. Friendship star. Friendship block. Okay, good. Thank you. I thought it was something like that, and I wasn't sure. Friendship star, friendship block. I like that. Okay, that's what we're doing. Girl, go lay down. I'm not giving you any food. Okay, sorry, guys. Worse than kids sometimes. So you want 1 square, 4.5 inch. And then you want 2 other fabrics at 5 inches and 4 each. So 4 of 1 5-inch square and then 4 of another color 5-inch squares. Okay. Again, I did put that in the description already. All of my fabric I got off of Hawthorne Threads. And I am using a Baby Lock Grace machine. It's a very standard machine. She was my very first nice machine where I did a lot of my quilts on. So that's what I've been sewing on. A couple of tips for quilt blocks. Know your seam allowance on your machine. you really need to know what your 1/4 inch seam allowance is. If you're kind of like in between and not quite sure, your blocks aren't going to all come out nice and matching. Like these corners aren't going to match. It's not going to be good. So practice on your machine. Know where your 1/4 inch seam allowance is. Tools that I like to use when I do quilt blocks. We have pens, of course, straight pens. Got a little pair of snips. I have my rotary, and I have a ruler. I have a cutting mat behind me. My iron keeps turning off. My iron is now on. It's nice to have a ironing station by your machine when you're doing quilt blocks because you'll be ironing a lot in between everything. So I highly recommend you have a setup with all of that in one area. I have just a regular pen. You can use like an air erase pen or, you know, other kinds, but pretty much the pen markings we do, we either cut on them or sew on them on the back of our pieces. So I just use a regular pen, and I'm just using white thread, just regular embroidery sewing thread, nothing fancy there. Hi every morning. Hi everybody. Good morning. All right, I think I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb because it keeps buzzing. So I'm going to do that real fast so that stops doing that. Okay, perfect. So we, again, are making this friendship block. Thank you for that, you guys. Marie and Jill. My chair is caught on my cord. Okay, so I'm going to move these over there. And we are going to start. So I'll move the camera kind of in a little bit more so you can see better what I'm doing. And we're going to rock and roll, you guys. How's that? Beautiful. And then I have a camera set to go over by my ironing station too. So to start off, we are going to be doing all of these 5-inch blocks. So there's going to be 4 total, and we're going to do some chain piecing. I don't know if we've done chain piecing yet in these videos. Maybe we have, but we're going to mark these and then we're going to do some chain piecing. So you want to get on the back. This is just like we did in the last month's video. Okay. Same type of markings. We're making the same type of squares. So you want to turn it over. I'm going to take my ruler, going from one corner to the next and marking that center of the square. Just like that. Okay, and then I'm going to mark. Now, if you know your seam allowance really well, you don't need to do these next 2 markings. You can just sew a 1/4 inch to each side. But for the sake of this video and for me, because I'm kind of rusty, I am going to draw 1/4 inch seam allowance on each side of that, because you're sewing on those 1/4 inch seam allowances and then you're cutting down the middle of the block. Okay, so that's what we're doing. Exactly what we did in the last video. We'll be sewing this one and this one, and then cutting down the middle. Okay, so I'm going to do that on all 5. Ooh, this one's kind of wrinkly. Let me iron this real quick. Oh, my sister. Does not want to come out. All right. You thought yesterday was Thursday, Linda. That's funny. Oh, this one's got a wrinkle too. I don't want that. Get out of here. And this has been asked before. Do I pre-wash my fabrics? I don't when I do quilts. I think that's just a personal preference, whether you pre-wash or not. I wash them when I'm all done. So I don't wash all of my fabric before. Yeah, so do or don't pre-wash, totally your call. Oh, I hear Oakley up there getting into mischief. She is just on one today. Must be something in the air. I can hear it when she gets on the counters to look for stuff. She's such a turd. All right. Those doodles, man. They are a lot of work. Okay, and then one more. Spring fever. I took her to the dog park yesterday and threw a ball with her for like 30 minutes straight. Thought she would be exhausted. And like an hour later, she was ready to go again. I was like, are you kidding me right now, dog? Crazy, crazy, those doodles. All right, here we go. So we're going to bring the machine in here. And I know where my 1/4 inch seam allowance is on it pretty well. So I'm going to take my block that I just marked on and the other color here. Okay, we're going to put them right sides together. Now, do or don't clip, totally up to you. I'm just going to lay them together and sew them. They don't move that much for me. You could put a pin in it or like a couple of clips to just hold it in place like this. Okay, I'm going to do that with all of them because we're just going to pump them all through. This block is wrinkly too. So quilting, it really is worth it to chain piece your fabric. It makes it go quicker because you're just doing the same thing over and over again with these quilt blocks. So I highly recommend just doing them all at once instead of each one individually. I hope you guys are enjoying these quilt block videos. It seems like people are digging it, so hopefully you are. Okay, so I'm going to first sew down 1/4 inch seam. I'm going to do that with all 4 pieces, and then we'll turn them all around and sew down the other side. All right, I always look for my knee lift. No knee lift, guys. Just a lever. Okay, here we go. My stitch length is at 2.5. I pretty much just leave it where it's at. I don't really change much when it comes to that. And let me see if I can get you guys in here just a little bit better. There we go. Okay, let's do it. Can you guys see what I'm doing? Yeah. Let me know how the camera angle is if you want me to move it to a different spot at all. I can do that. Okay, so I'm going to go to the very end. I'm going to grab my next piece. I'm going to lift, so my needle's down. I'm going to lift my foot a little bit. I'm going to slide my piece right there. And we're just going to start sewing on the next piece. And we're going to do that with all of them. So it keeps them connected. It makes a big long chain, which is why it's called chain piecing. I do backstitch, Jaded. I backstitch at the beginning and end of each. Yeah. Right here where my thumb is right now, that's me backstitching. I don't know if you have to. I don't know what the rule is in quilting, but I usually do. You don't want those to come undone as you're putting your pieces together, you know? All right, so look, I have a big long chain now, right? So I'm just gonna clip these apart. You could even leave these together and just go the other way if you wanted to. I'm gonna clip mine apart though. When you have a big quilt where you're doing a ton of pieces, your chain can end up so big. All right, and now I'm going to go down the other side. So we've sewn down this one, and now we're going to go along this one over here. Hi, Lisa. All right. Let's do it. Yeah, you probably don't have to backstitch, but I do. When piecing, I lower my stitch length. Yeah, I mean, 2.5 is pretty tiny. I don't know if I've ever gone smaller than that when quilting. I usually just keep it at 2.5. Totally up to you though. Again, I'm not a professional. Backstitching helps when you open your new squares up so the corners don't pull apart. Yep. True dat, sister. True dat. Okay, so we have our blocks sewn together. Okay, before we cut these apart, we have to trim them down a little bit because we want our finished block to be 4.5, okay? So we are gonna have to trim these down just a tiny bit. Again, same like we did in last month's video. So I'm going to take it over here. We're going to turn and go to the cutting sewing station and we'll do all of this. Whoop. All right. Hi, Yvette. So I'm going to take my little handy dandy cutting board here. Now, with your block, you want, I'm just going to give it a little, whatever trimming you do on one side of your stitching, you need to evenly do on the other side. So my line is, you know what, I need to move this in a little bit more, don't I? Hold, please. I want to make sure you guys can see this. Is that better? Yeah, that's better. There you go. Is that better, Natalie? Even more? I can go even more. I wonder if I move my light too, if that's better. Yes, good. Okay. I'm so fancy with the two cameras. Well, I have a sister who taught me everything she knows. All right. So my line that I marked, my diagonal across, the way I make sure I'm trimming off evenly is it's going from the bottom of the left corner up to the top of the right. Okay. I'm first going to cut off this right side, and then I'm going to rotate my block clockwise and cut off this side. So I'm cutting it off enough to make each side 4 7/8. Because once we do that and we cut it along the diagonal and open it, our square should be at 4 1/2. All right, so I'm going to do 4 7/8. 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's just the tiniest bit. Look, it's just that much. Now I'm going to rotate clockwise. Okay, and now I'm trimming off this side. Same thing, 4 7/8. Beautiful. So now when I cut this down the middle, let's cut it down the middle on our line. I'm going to show you. We're going to open these up. And I have learned if you do the ironing all going like all of my floral, I'm going to put all of my floral open with my seam allowance going towards my floral and my seams all nested when I put the thing together. So keep them going all the same direction. So when I put it and iron it open, I should be at 4 1/2. Look, it's perfect. 4 1/2. These are now the same size, which is exactly what we wanted. Okay, so now we're going to do that to all of our blocks. My iron is loud when I have water in it. Jeez. Okay. And I'll be trimming off these little ears. The little ears. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and trim all my blocks first, and then we'll iron them all now that you saw that. Here we go. All right, diagonal, left to right, up at the top. We are making the Friendship Block quilt square iron stitches. So 4 7/8. My block is a little wonky. It sure is. It's a little wonky. We're going to go right there. This one might be a little funky. It's a little crooked. That's okay. All right, and then I'm going to cut it down the middle. Beautiful. Next one. Left, up at the top right. Where can I find the iron pad in a longer length? This is a wool mat, a wool ironing mat, and I got it off of Amazon. Pretty sure it's linked on my Amazon list. I'm not sure what all sizes are offered. I have no idea. this is the perfect size for my little side table here. Okay, one more to go. It doesn't look like a bag. It is not. Every second Thursday of the month, we are doing a quilt block. Trying something new over here. Going back to my basics here. I used to make quilts all the time before I started bag making. I have to say, I do look forward to Quilt Block Day. It's fun to change it up. All right. There we are. We're all cut. Let's iron those all open. I always like to press my seam first that we sewed and then iron it open. I'm pretty sure it helps set the stitches. I think we've talked about that before. When in doubt, iron it out, baby. Do it. Lots of ironing in quilt making. Your iron gets lots of use, unlike bag making. I have a friend flying in tonight. One of my best friends from high school is coming to have a girls' weekend with me. I am so excited, you guys. I need a little girl time. So I will not be doing any videos this weekend. I will not be back on here until at least Monday. All right, so those are all of our squares. Beautiful. I'm also just going to trim off the little, I think they're called ears. Don't need them. Get out of here. Don't need you. And then we'll move the camera back and we'll sew these together. Natalie, thank you. I'm really excited. She's got 3 younger kids than mine, so I think she is excited for a break as well. My tummy is making noises this morning. Okay. You don't have to trim off those little pieces. I just like to because I like that wingy thingies. Trim off your wingy thingies. All right, switch cameras. Let's do it. So I'm going to lay out my pieces real quick so we kind of know how this is going to go. I like to use my other one that I have for reference. I think I'm going to do the solid as the star part. So we're going to go solid as a star. So we're going to start here. And then there. And then there. So up to the left, down to the left, up to the right. Okay, so this one, we want the gray down to the right. So these two are kind of connecting right here. And then there's my center, right? My center one. And then this one, the gray is up to the left here. Cute so far. And then this one, gray is down to the left. And then it's gray is up to the right. It's great if you just have a picture as reference for this. And your gray is kind of rotating around in the middle here as your star. I don't know if I like that, actually. I think I want the flower to be... Okay, I'm sorry. I'm changing it. I don't like it. We're going to do it this way. I've changed my mind. I'm picky sometimes. Yeah, I like that better. Cute. Gray, 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 gray. You got your little star in the middle. I like it better that way. What do you guys think? I just think it goes with the center one better with the floral on the centerpiece. Okay, so I'm going to go and move that right there. And I am going to start sewing these together. Here we go. You guys like it? Okay. So I'm going to take my first two pieces here and just fold them together. These two seams up at the top should nest. And if you ironed all of the pieces the same way, the same material going the same way, these should nest. Okay. All right, so I'm going to sew these together first. Well, I did my pen the wrong way. We're going to go this way. It's been so long since I've quilted, you guys. All right. So this is where it's important to know where your 1/4 inch seam allowance is on your machine. Just a second. Let me move this down just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay, here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go again. Okay, now we're going to do chain piecing again, okay? So I did those first two. Now I'm going to do the second two here. Hi, Wendy. I'm going to do this second row here. Like I said, chain piecing is fabulous for quilt making. Okay, I'm going to sew those two together. And then I'm going to get these two right sides together and connect these two. All right, now this point, try not to confuse which row is which. You could always figure it out, but okay. I'm going to lay it out again to make sure I'm connecting them correctly. Beautiful. Still good? Yes. All right, so I'm going to grab my next row up here. These ones, and now I'm connecting these two. So I'm doing it by row. Now, there's multiple ways you can piece together a quilt. You know, if you're following a pattern, it'll tell you to do it a certain way. Oh, that's my iron. I'm like, what's beeping at me? My iron likes to turn off on me. Okay, taking these two. Then together. Beautiful. Beautiful. And then my last row here. My kiddo turned 16 today, and I'm feeling sad and nostalgic. Oh, Natalie. I feel you. People always tell you they grow up too fast when they're babies, and you're like, no, they don't. They're not growing up fast enough. And then all of a sudden, they're grown, and you're like, wait, what just happened? I get that. It is kind of sad. Yeah, happy birthday to him. All right, so we're going to iron these out and then connect the rows. Now, when you iron them out, you want to make sure that your rows are nesting. So, somebody says she has like just a set way she irons, but I don't know. Okay, again, I like to iron the seam I just did, right? And I guess I'll iron mine first row going to the left. And then I'll iron my middle row going to the right and my last row going to the left. Okay. Your youngest had to turn in his registration for senior year. Aw, Jackie. You know, I have kind of two sets of kids. I have my older kids and my younger kids. We call them the littles. And my littles are getting ready to start high school. I'm going through my second batch of high school kids. I think this is the first year I haven't had any high school kids. But next year, little Marky Man's getting ready to start high school, which is so crazy to me. So I get that. Here we go again. All right, so I want to do this one going to the left. All right, so this is what we're looking at now. We got our rows put together going this way, and now we need to connect them going this way. All right. So I'm gonna go zoop and connect this one first. So my seams should nest right there, and then I like to put a little pin kind of going down and through that, keeping it together. These pins are not, or it's my material or something, making it difficult. Thank you, Jill. All right. And then you want to make sure, I like to do connect my seams where they meet up first and then match up the rest. Oh, these two meet up too, huh? Right there. Your oldest granddaughter turned 21. Oh, Karen. My pens are not wanting to go through this material. I wonder if it's the material I bought. Jeez. Okay, that should be good. I'm trying all my different pens to see what works best. All right, so we're going to sew along that first. I always come over here looking for my knee lift. All right, here we go. Again, that 1/4 inch seam allowance, just be consistent, know where that's at. It's the pens. I've had those before and they are thicker. Oh, okay. Well, you guys recommended these pens to me last time we were sewing and I got them, but maybe they're too thick. Stuck on that seam there. Got it. I just went over here reaching for the lever. The blue-headed pens are thinner than those magic pens. Okay, I guess I'll be buying more pens. Okay, iron that seam. Uh-oh. Shoot. Sorry, just a minute. My camera went dead. I'm still here, though. I didn't realize it was low on battery. It's going to take it a minute. Sorry about that, guys. Let's see if I can get my camera back up real quick. There it goes. Come on, baby. No? You don't want to work? All right, we're just going to be working off one camera because my other one died. Yep. All right. If it comes back, we'll switch, but I'll give it a hot second. All right, so I ironed this, and now we're connecting it. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, now it's back. Whatever. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to pin this one to here. I just used cotton that was like that. I thought all my pins were dull, so I bought new ones, and then so I realized it was the fabric. I'm wondering if mine's the fabric, because it seems like no matter which pins I use, it's kind of struggling. It might be the fabric. All right. This is a fun design. I like this one. Super cute. Super cute. Probably don't need as many pens as I'm putting in. Do you see? Like, it's not even going through. That's crazy. All right. Last row. And then we're done. That's how easy these quilt squares are, you guys. If you just do like 3 a month, you really will have a fabulous looking quilt at the end of the year when we piece it all together. My goal is 3 each month. Totally up to you how big you want your quilt. This is kind of like flying by the seat of your pants quilting, and that's how I roll usually. So I need to do one more of last month still. And then I'll do one more of this design too. Yay, Natalie, I'm glad. I'm so glad you're doing a quilt. I wasn't sure people would be excited about doing this, but like the response that we've gotten has been so awesome. Lori, I haven't even calculated how big my quilt's going to be done when or how big it's going to be when I'm all done. That's a great question. I should probably sit down and do that. Like I said, I'm just kind of doing it. That's how I roll. All right, so I want to go up because this one was up. All right, there she is. All done. What do we think? Yeah, you could add strips to make it larger, for sure. That's it, guys. That's our March quilt square. Isn't that pretty? I love it. So here's my other one. Those are my 2. And then I'll probably add a third. The way I'm doing this quilt is she's very random, right? Like I bought a bunch of different fabrics that I kind of color matched all together and had a floral theme. This one has kites in it though. It's a little different. Just a second. Let me move this out. So you could very much do an all planned out, all your colors, you know what they're going to be, or you could just do like me where they all kind of go together. So when it's all done, it's going to be crazy, but it's also going to all match. Does that make sense? Ugh, I love it. All right, that's it. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you watching these quilting ones. I love seeing your pictures. Post on the Facebook group, tag me, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. I love to see all of the different quilt blocks you guys are making. It's really fun. So every second Thursday of the month, I haven't looked to see what that looks like with all of our trips coming up, but we'll make sure and announce if that changes. And yeah, I'm done for the weekend. Maybe I'll get on later today sewing something live, but other than that, I'm going to go clean my house. Okay. Bye, everybody.